Short volume is now going through the roof on AMC, as well as off-exchange volume, coming out reported at 57%. Today's off-exchange and dark pool volume is 2.611 million, which is 57.33% of today's total volume. The lit volume is only 1.9 million, which is 42%. And over the past 30 days, the average off-exchange and dark pool volume has been 53.91%. Average lit, 46%. Now, what's even worse about this, and keep those numbers in the back of your head, is that since June 30th, 2023, Chart Exchange no longer gets the short volume data from Cboe because Cboe put it behind a very steep paywall, and that is essentially the website we were just taking a look at. When looking at the data before and after, Cboe's short volume was always higher than the other exchanges. Removing it during the time it was available drops the total short percentage by 8 to 15% on most days. What does this mean? The total short volume you are seeing in the Chart Exchange data today is anywhere between 5 and 15% lower than the actual short volume. Meaning, if we actually take a look at the day in and day out short volume as well as off exchange volume on Chart Exchange, you're looking at around a 72% off exchange short volume to about a 30% lit volume ratio, right? Long volume ratio, etc., etc. What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a ton of stuff to cover with AMC, GameStop, the overall market, so make sure to watch until the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, simple, to the point. All I ask in return is to please hit the like button. It's free, it helps me out. And also a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Public, but more on that later. AMC also had an order imbalance of 99,166 shares on the buy side, so they couldn't match sellers. That is another good thing to see. And I want to jump right into the charts. We're trading at 450, up 1.81% on the day. Yesterday's video, you cannot make this up. I said if we break under 428, we get an invalidation slightly of what we're tracking. A perfect bounce to a T off of 428, bringing us to 450 on the day. And if we take a look back at what we're tracking, this is exactly the same setup, a beautiful setup, meaning after hours today or starting the trading week on Monday, we should see a large move higher. We should see our first price target hit between 525 and 545, and then 654, 750, 850, 975, and then 1135 to 1165, 1623, so on and so forth, bringing us into the 20s. Ending the week, we're actually winning on the options chain, which is surprising. 16,000 calls compared to 4,000 puts expiring in the money. So don't be surprised if we have a flash down towards power hour at the end of the day to see that market makers try and push this thing lower and lower to make more of these expire out of the money and collect more of this premium. Either way, still a decent amount of premium going to market makers. Short exempt volume also pretty low. Seems like they are saving firepower for the algos for next week, so just be aware of that. Under 100,000 over the past 3 days. We haven't really seen 3 consecutive days with it under 100,000 since back here around January 25th to 26th, which is when we just traded sideways, completely hammer candle. Also, this is just a grain of salt because they have other loopholes to bring the price down. It's not just short exempts. Looking at GameStop, we're still testing this zone as resistance around 1355. We want to see a clean break over that. Overall, first price target was hit. Second one, if we do enter the bull case scenario, we're coming up to $15.30 very fast on GameStop, which means if AMC rips next week, along with other plays like Ethereum Classic, crypto as well, the overall market, etc., GameStop could come up and hit that level and then go higher or get put through another cycle and break back in the macro trend line. However, if we do come up to 1530-ish, you're going to see a break out of the macro trend line. 3,000 calls compared to 3,000 puts. Not much happening on the options chain for GameStop. Short exempt volume came up to 9,000. Still kind of low, but I guess it's a little bit up there for GameStop. Now, Thailand's financial regulators, in quotes, the Stock Exchange of Thailand, SET, is planning to raise the market capitalization requirement for securities eligible for short selling and triple the fines for violators of short selling rules. The SET also wants to increase its monitoring of trading orders that affect the market both in terms of quality as well as price by creating a central screening system to prevent orders from being placed too. Another step in the right direction. We're seeing it day in and day out to prevent abusive short selling. Finally, JP Morgan just sold. Insider trading alert, Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon dumped $125 million worth of JP Morgan shares yesterday. He has been CEO since 2006, and this is his first ever sale of the company's shares. Does he need this money for something else, or is he worried about something? We've seen insiders over the past couple of weeks selling hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, including Jeff Bezos, including CEO, CFO, COO of Meta. The list goes on and on. Before we get into the overall market, let me tell you real quick about Public. I literally just found the cheapest place to trade options. I am earning 18 cents back on every single options contract I trade, and you can too by signing up with the link and activating options trading by March 31st. I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on it. Public is not just a regular broker. They allow you to invest into stocks, options, bonds, ETF, treasuries, art, collectibles, you name it. On top of that, using their advanced charting tools, I am identifying my risk to reward ratio before I even enter a trade. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, if you're a beginner options trader, they already set up guides and strategies for you to start your trading journey. Press the link in the description and go open your Public account now. Finally, the Magnificent Seven are now up 1,700% since 2015 compared to the S&P 500's 140% gain. Even the NASDAQ Composite Index, the largest tech index in the world, is up just 230% since 2015. Meanwhile, the S&P Equal Weight Index is up 90% since then. We now have a market that needs the Magnificent Seven to push higher. The Magnificent Seven stocks are the stock market. Now, Jeremy Grantham has said that the AI bubble will burst and take the stock market down with it, which is what a lot of people are expecting and kind of predicting, right? This guy has a decent track record, increasing his portfolio from 21.17 billion to 22.66 in the last quarter, diversifying himself with 500 different positions, but the top 5 stakes are in Microsoft, United Health, Alphabet, Meta Platforms, and Johnson & Johnson. So he does hold a few of these tech stocks still. Grantham has expressed concerns about a market bubble, but the probability of a market crash has decreased from 85 to 70%. The AI bubble burst will take the stock market down with it, but will the AI bubble burst is a question, or are we just getting started? Plus, taking a look at the recession odds are peaking based off of this chart. A recession is likely to hit US economy in 2024. Per David Rosenberg. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As of right now, the SPY is doing extremely well, 508.43, up 0.18% on the day. Has a lot of room to come higher. Volume is increasing as of right now on this climb. It has a couple levels of support. Watch 503.15 for support, and then around 497.40. If we look at the weekly time frame, one little warning, we are heavily overbought on the RSI. The last times we were this overbought, you see a nice correction to the downside right here, nice correction to the downside right here during COVID, and then we were kind of hugging the overbought area up here, and we sold off for an entire year. Not saying that that is going to be the case, just be aware of that. Now, Donald Trump turns pro-Bitcoin. More bullish news for Bitcoin, as well as Reddit files to list their IPO on NYSE, but they also purchased Bitcoin and Ethereum with their excess cash reserves. Looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, we are looking absolutely beautiful. Looking for that next leg up to take Bitcoin to all-time highs coming into the halving. We are around the 60-day mark left. Tesla, not much happening here. Getting a hammer candle. We really need to see this thing hold this channel because as of right now, it looks like it is slipping. DWAG looks like it's gaining back momentum, up 3% on the day, trading at 48.06. Watch for a rejection around 52.80 on DWAG, or watch for it to push higher. Also, Carvana didn't do that well on earnings. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't look that deep into it. However, back in the day, I said, based off of the cycles, if you buy around November 14th and sell around April 14th, you're going to make a decent gain. And as of right now, if you stuck to that, you would be making a ton of money on Carvana. Let me know if you're in Carvana in the comments down below. Overall, that is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Check out Public. I love you all. Lottery stocks out.